All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are live. Welcome everybody to another video of mine. My name is Chris, and this is We Love Comics, and we have our live auction. Now, the first thing I want to say while I'm waiting for people to see that I am live, even if you're watching this later on, make sure you watch the whole video if you are interested in any of the comics. And I added two new comics just today. They will be the last two because they're big boy comics to make up for the two that were sold. Because somebody asked, will I replace the two that were sold? And I thought that was a good idea. But if this auction is closed by the time you're watching this, one of the things I do that I don't think anybody else does, besides my payment plans and cash discounts and things like that, is any unsold comics from this auction, I give people an opportunity up to 1 week from today. Today is March 15th. So you have until March 22nd to contact me at peacefulfeelings@yahoo.com if you're interested in any of the unsold comics based on the starting price that I mentioned. So it has to be at least that. Now, if more than one person inquires about a book, whoever offers the most will get it. So even if this is already done, watch the video, see what comics did not sell, and you can contact me again at peacefulfeelings@yahoo.com. Because one of the things I tell people all the time, anywhere between 95 and 100% of my sales happen before and after the live auction. There have been a couple of auctions where I sold zero during the live auction and ended up selling about half of them before and after. So don't base it on what you see on the live auction because two books have already sold. And the way that happens is I do a sneak peek video before I do the video of the auction, and I do that a week before. But as you see right here, if you join my Patreon at patreon.com/we love comics and become a paid member, like all of the people you see listed up there, not only will you get your name up on the board, but for any of my auctions, you have an additional week to be able to request the list of the books for sale, make an offer on any of the books, and if I accept those offers, you get the book either paying by in full or using payment plans, and no one else gets to see the light of day on those. They do not go to the auction. So it's very advantageous for people to join my Patreon and become a paid member. And there is no minimum requirement other than the minimum to join anybody's Patreon. But if you're somebody that buys from me, and if you've purchased from me in the past, when this video uploads, please leave a comment about your experience. And the first person that leaves the comment, I will pin it to the comment section so yours will always be the first to be read. So if you have purchased from me in the past and you are kind enough to share the experience in the comment section, the first person that does it, well, again, once the video is uploaded and completed, I will pin that to the top so everybody can see it. So I see a couple of people are in. Nitro is here. Brian Norman is here. Silver Age Surfer is here. Andrew Jensen is here. Nitro says, good luck on the auction. Thank you. The funny part is I could sell no more comics and it won't matter because of the fact two of the comics, Daredevil #1 and Ghost Rider #1, both have already sold. So if I don't sell anything, I've already had enough sales to be able to take care of this month and next month's bills. And I can always do another auction in another month or two. Anything else at this point is gravy. Now, if you're familiar with my auctions, I only sell graded books. So this way you don't have to guess about grades. You don't have to worry if something is missing. They already are graded. Now, I do offer payment plans anywhere from 2 months up to 2 years, depending on the price amount. Now, the price amount is not per book, it's total. So if you order 4 books, the payment plan can be whatever that total is. Now, of course, you could pay early and get the book earlier, or pay right away and get the book shipped to you within 24 business hours. So the faster you pay, the faster you get the books. So let me first show ways to pay. Now, I do accept PayPal, but there are no bonuses if you use PayPal because I get charged a percentage. If you use Cash App or Venmo, and you could see how you can contact me on either one of those, I do offer a free comic with the purchase. If you send a check or money order, if you send the check, it takes 10 days to process. Keep that in mind, 10 business days. Money order, you don't have to worry about. But if you send a check or money order, you'll get anywhere from a 1% discount up to a 6% discount, depending on the price level. You will get half price domestic shipping and a free comic. If you're international, you'll get 5% off of international shipping. If you send cash, and I've had plenty of people do it, I've even had people overseas send cash. It's anywhere from a 2% discount up to a 7% discount. You'll get free domestic shipping and handling and a free comic. And if you're international, it's 10% off of the shipping and handling. So there's a lot of different discounts. Okay. Um, there is a deposit of 25%. So if you win an auction, it is a deposit of at least 25% of the total price or more combined if you buy multiple books. Again, if you pay for the whole thing at once, you don't have to worry about any of the other stuff. Now, key things. If you are on a payment plan, this is very crucial. Once you make your deposit, make sure you put a calendar every 30 days that the next payment is due. I will let it slide once or twice, but if people are late and they do not respond to emails or do not let me know, there is a $25 fee every time you're late. Got to make sure I let people know about that up front. Also, if, for example, you have a 3-month payment plan and you don't pay for it in full within that agreed time period, again, it's $25 fee every month you are past that due date. Something that I had to add, I never thought I would have to. But if you go 6 months with no payments at all and no contacting me, your deposit is forfeit. And I have the right to sell the comic at any time past that. So if you haven't made a payment in 6 months and you have not contacted me, whatever amount that you've given is forfeit. So keep that in mind. I make sure these are very, very abundantly clear. Okay, so with all that silliness out of the way, because 9 out of 10 people, for the most part, I never have issues with. The last auction, I had a couple of people that I had issues with. It's unfortunate, but hey, that's life for you. But if you are going to bid today, make sure if you see on the top left-hand corner of where you type in your chats, if it says top chat, click on the arrow right to the right of it and make sure it says live chat. This way there is no 20 to 30-second delay, which can matter when it comes to me seeing bids. When you're ready to bid, if you're ready to bid on something, let's say it's Amazing Spider-Man 300, just type in ASM 300 and the price you want to bid. Now, you can go the minimum amount, or you can try and scare people out of bidding and place a higher number. I leave that up to you. The one thing I do ask, ladies and gentlemen, if you are bidding and there are more than one people bidding and there's a little bit of a bidding war, if you get to a place where you reach your limit and you cannot go further, if you would be kind enough to just type in the word fold, that would help get things going faster and faster. Okay? You could pause this at any time. I just want to make sure domestic shipping is $22.99 and $3.99 per extra comic. Again, if you send check or money order, it's half price. And if you send cash to me, it's free. Those are the discounts. For the cash discounts, you could write that down. And I want to make sure that's something that you can contact. Now, if you have any questions or anything, as you can see here, my PayPal address is peacefulfeelings@yahoo.com. That is also my regular email address, so you can contact me there if you have any questions before or after you're about to make a payment. Now, again, make sure you set the live chat. Bid in all caps, because there's going to be a bunch of people that will be in the live chat, and I appreciate them being here. They may be just having a general conversation. Please make sure if you're bidding, do it in all caps so I can see it clearly. It just makes it easier. Okay, I did mention the fold. New bidders, if you've never purchased from me before, if you win an auction, you have to make a deposit on that book before you can bid on anything else. This prevents somebody from spamming and just trying to win every single one with no intention of bidding. So if you've never ordered from me before, if you win an auction, before you're allowed to bid on anything else, you must make a payment of at least the deposit on that book to ensure that you can bid again. Somebody that's ordered from me before, you don't have to worry about it, especially if you're somebody like, for example, Silver Age Surfer, who's ordered from me multiple times. You don't have to worry about stuff like that. And that's basically it for all the information. So let's turn on the live chat. And if anybody has any questions, can you guys hear me, by the way? Does it say you have no audio? Everybody do a reset because it's showing I have audio. Can somebody confirm if they can hear me? Okay. So if somebody can't hear me, just tell them to type refresh. Okay, so Nitro says you can hear him. Nitro, if you could type into Silver Age Surfer, try and refresh and you'll be able to hear me. Okay, so thank you, Nitro, for letting me know that you can hear me. Okay, thank you, Nitro. If anybody else is having that, okay, hold on. Anyone that cannot hear me, hit refresh, and that should fix it. There we go. So if anybody refreshes, let me know if you can hear me. And if anybody out there can let people know about that, because obviously if somebody can hear me, then if they can't hear me, that's something on their end and not mine. So hitting refresh usually fixes that problem. So with that out of the way, hopefully people will be able to hear me. So anybody in the live chat, if you see somebody say they cannot hear me, just tell them to hit refresh and that should fix the problem. All right, so let's get into the actual comic book auction. So whether you like this or dislike it, I'll leave it up to you. Whether you bid or not, that's perfectly fine. Silver Age Surfer says, I was always able to hear him the whole time. I was trying to help other people. Perfect. I appreciate that. No problem. I'm just glad people can hear me because if I was doing all this and no one heard me, then basically that was about 12 minutes of me ranting without an audience. And they just saw me going like the whole time. All right, so let's get into the bidding. And like I said, ladies and gentlemen, you have up to 1 week after this auction closes. So next Sunday, the 22nd, until basically 11:59 p.m. next Sunday, to say, hey, I saw that book and it was listed. You had the starting price at $499. I'm interested in that book. If somebody else says they were interested in that book, whoever pays the highest, offers the highest amount, will get it. So we start with the lowest books, price wise. We go up from there. So the books will get better as we go, but you'll see right from the start, especially if you watch my sneak peek video, I sell books people want. I'm not getting rid of dollar bin comics just to clear my section. I got stuff that can make you money. Okay, so Andrew says, I changed to watching my tablet and everything is fine. Excellent. Thank you, Andrew. I appreciate the feedback. Comic number one. So this is the quote unquote worst book, if you want to even call it that. It's still a valuable book. It is a collectible book. This is Showcase number 30. This is a 2.0. It has off-white to white pages, always full disclosures, cover detached, but it is complete. There are, nothing missing, no coupons. This is the origin of the Silver Age Aquaman, and this is the first Aquaman tryout. So this has significance. Obviously, it's not the first appearance of Aquaman, but it's his first appearance in his own comic book. So it does have graders notes, so I will go over that while people are contemplating. And here's one thing that I don't think anybody else does in their auctions. I recommend to people to go on eBay and look at the prices that people are selling these books for, so you can see that mine, unless something was just placed this afternoon, um, sorry, my wife just texted me. Um, I always find the lowest one sold and I sell it for cheaper. Now remember, eBay, when they show their price, let's say something sells for $400. They don't include shipping and handling, and they don't include taxes. I don't charge taxes here. So whatever the price is, it's that plus the shipping. No taxes or anything. And the same thing with the payment plans. They are no interest, provided you're paying on time and within the agreed time period. So, bidding starts on this one for only $149. So if you're an Aquaman or DC fan, again, this has significance because it is the first Aquaman tryout issue before Aquaman #1. So this predates Aquaman #1. It is complete. The cover's detached, which is why it got a 2.0, but also a very good reason to have your book slabbed. And I will go over the graders notes. So you could see no coupons cut out, and for a 2.0, looks pretty darn good. But because the cover's detached, that's why you're going to get a lower grade. But say it with me, ladies and gentlemen, low grade is better than no grade. So if you're interested in this book, you can just write the word showcase, and the bid starts at $149. Obviously, I give people a chance to look on eBay and see what these sell for. Now, if a book hasn't been sold in the grade that I have, I go based on what the cheapest one that is being sold that there's currently for sale. And I, again, either will match it or go lower. Because remember, even if I match it, I don't charge eBay taxes. So, you're saving selling fees and they save taxes. Win-win. Exactly. I want to make sure everybody wins. And that's why I sell books that people may want. I mean, not everybody's going to love every single book. People have preferences, but I'm not trying to sell 100 comics that you would get out of a dollar bin at a comic book store, just complete runs. I'm selling books that are key books. So if you're interested in this book, I'll give about a minute for people to decide. It's showcase number 30. Bidding is only $149. Plus, of course, the shipping. And while people are waiting to see if they want to bid on it, again, if this does not sell, you have up to 1 week to contact me at peacefulfeelings@yahoo.com and say, I saw that book, Showcase 30, for $149. I would like that book. And I will say, okay, sir or ma'am. And we go from there. And yes, Silver Surfer payment plans help out also. Now, payment plans, the books have to be between $399 to $599 to qualify for 2-month payment plan. So a book like this would have to be paid in full. Now, if you tell me that you need 2 payments to make it, as long as you're going to honor your statement, I'll be flexible. But $399 is minimum for starting of a payment plan. So let me read the greatest notes while people are looking this up. Again, bidding starts at only $149. Already graded, so you don't have to worry about graders fees, sending it somewhere to get graded. It's been pressed and dry cleaned, so you don't have to worry about paying additional fees to get it pressed and dry cleaned. You don't have to worry about eBay fees. You don't have to worry about eBay, somebody sending it to you in a crappy package or not sending it to you at all. These come bomb proof. So the greatest notes, as you can see, my idea, and thanks to PGX, they implemented it for $5 charges. You can have these placed on if you ever use PGX. But it's the greatest notes say as following: Browning, Browning interior cover, multiple stress lines along the spine, moderate cover edge and spine wear, chips on back cover, 2-inch corner crease on front cover. So you could see the chips. There's a little bit right there. But again, it's on the back of the book. So if you're interested in this book, I'll give 10 more seconds for somebody to make a bid. Again, make sure you're in live chat and not top chat. Otherwise, you're going to have a 30-second delay. And that could be the time between me moving on to another comic and then seeing your bid later on. If that happens, we can always backtrack. So, ladies and gentlemen, showcase number 30, 2.0, starting bid only $149. Going once, going twice. And no sale, so they will put that over to the side. So if anybody watching this later on is interested in that book, it's available for up to 1 week for only $149 plus shipping, unless, of course, like I said, more than one person inquires about that book. All right, so let's get to the next one. Okay. Books I sell tend to be books where movies and TV shows are still going to be relevant and still happening. I'm not selling stuff like the time where Captain America lifted Thor's hammer because that's already done. The value of that is come and gone. I'm selling books where you can actually continue to make money. So I can make a little money, you can make a little money. Everybody wins. Fantastic Four, issue number 2, annual issue number 2. Nice 3.0 grade. Bidding starts. Again, low price of only $149. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the origin of Doctor Doom, which we know is coming to the MCU. Now, it does say that there is, as you can see, tape on the cover, but that's not restoration or anything. Book is complete. I will show the back of the book so you can see. And of course, I will go over the graders notes. So again, these are books that will increase in value because the movies haven't come out yet, and Doctor Doom is not going to be a one and done character. So this book will continue to rise. And especially if you cannot afford his first appearance, which is Fantastic Four issue number 5, this is the next best thing. So, ladies and gentlemen, look it up. Fantastic Four annual number 2. It is a 3.0 off-white to white pages. Bidding starts at only $149. Again, you could see no coupons. A lot of the problems of the book, as you could see, that's why it's got a low grade, is on the back. But what do you usually do with slabs? You show them this way. So if you're going to have any damage on a book, better off to have it on the back than on the front. So Silver Age Surfacers always like this book. Definitely a great book. And like I said, it is a key book. It is a minor key, but it is the origin of Doctor Doom. So go look this up, ladies and gentlemen. $149 is the starting bid. And of course, it has the grader's notes. So while people are contemplating, I will read the grader's notes. Small dot of rust. That can happen. Multiple stress lines along the spine means people read it. Moderate cover edge and moderate cover and edge wear and stains. So you could see right there, if you close in, you could see there is a stain there, which is why you're getting a 3.0. So remember, ladies and gentlemen, low grade is better than no grade. So you'll own it. You just own it for cheaper prices. So if you want the origin of Doctor Doom at an affordable grade, bidding starts at only $149. Here's your chance. So, going once, going twice, and that book will be available to anybody who wants to purchase it up to 1 week from today. So again, that is March 22nd at 11:59 p.m. And you can contact me, as it says right in the center, peacefulfeelings@yahoo.com. Next up, this one doesn't have any significance as far as the book is concerned, but you can see right here, it is signed by the late, great Stan Lee. It is Uncanny Avengers issue number 1. This is an EGS book. It's a 9.0. Now you can see because I guess maybe he had fingerprints or maybe he had ink on his fingers when he was signing it and it created a couple of smears. So I don't know if that could ever be removed or not, but you can see when he signed it, either maybe he just finished with lunch or something, or like I said, maybe he signed so many things in black ink that he had it on his fingertips and it smeared across there. But if you're looking for a cheap version of his signature and you've never owned a Stan Lee signature, and it does have a certificate of authenticity, it was verified, I'm selling this for only $189. So this is Uncanny Avengers number 1. It is a 9.0 with white pages. It is, of course, the blank sketch edition of the book. Nate Dogg is here, says hello. So anybody interested in this book, $189 gets you a nice Stan Lee signature. Now, it does have grader's notes. It's not on the back of the slab, but EGS gives a certificate of authenticity. So it says corner scuff, top and bottom left corner, front cover, ink smear, front cover. So like I said, the majority of the quote-unquote damage was most likely done by Stan Lee, but we'll never know unless you were the person that got this book signed. Somebody did. So if you want to look up Stan Lee signatures, just the signature alone usually increases a book at least $150. So I'm selling this book for only $189. Authenticated, so you don't have to spend money to get it authenticated. Uncanny Avengers #1, signed by Stan Lee. Going once, going twice, and no sale on that one. Oh, that's for paid Patreon members. And also, by the way, I do have membership programs now. So if you'd like to join one of my membership programs, there's a whole bunch of giveaways and stuff that I give away depending on the level. And if you join even the minimum of the memberships, you also get early access to any of my auctions. So two ways to do it, either through Patreon, which is patreon.com/WeLoveComics, or you can join memberships right here by clicking the membership button and joining. Next up, we got ourselves key book. We got Captain America issue 117, first appearance of the Falcon. Nice mid-grade book, a 5.5. Bidding starts at only $249. This book looks pretty darn good for a 5.5. The colors pop. It has off-white to white pages. So if you're looking for the first appearance of Falcon, which I hope, by the way, he goes back to playing the Falcon and not Captain America, because his movie did not do very well, and they kind of destroyed his character because the actor, I forget his name, somebody smarter than me can place that in the comment section, but he did an amazing job as Falcon, but just didn't work with being Captain America. But that doesn't change the fact that this is the Falcon's first appearance. Captain America issue number 117. Again, bidding starts at only $249. Go look at what a 5.5 sells for. And remember, whatever the price is, add shipping and handling and add the eBay taxes. So, of course, this has graders notes. So while people are looking that up or thinking about it, again, I'll show the back of the books. You can see nice and white. No scribbles, no tears, no pieces missing. It's complete. So the graders notes. Light stress on back cover, moderate creases and stress lines along the spine. Again, that means people read it. Moderate cover and edge wear. So bidding starts at only $249 for Captain America issue number 117, first appearance of the Falcon. So again, I'm selling books that are desirable. Books that people want to add to their collection, not just dollar bin comics where you can get 100 of them for $20. So I'll give people a chance. And again, make sure you're in live chat and not top chat so there isn't a 30-second delay. But I want to make sure I give people an opportunity to see what these sell for so you can see that I am very competitive and I make sure I check and sell it for lower than what the cheapest one for eBay that was sold for. And again, I do not charge taxes. But again, if somebody just listed something, 38 seconds ago, I would have no way to check. So this is the lowest at the time I checked. So Captain America 117, 5.5, selling for only $249. Going once. And again, off-white to white pages. Going twice. And we have no bidders on that one. So again, if you are watching this later on, so far, every book is available for purchase. You can contact me at peacefulfeelings@yahoo.com and let me know you're interested in that book if you are. All right, so for all the CGC lovers, another key book. We got Amazing Spider-Man issue number 46, first appearance of the Shocker. This is a CGC 5.0. Looks much better than a 5.0, to be honest. Full disclosure, I bought this already graded, so I do not know if it ever had a pressing and dry cleaning, nor do I know if a pressing and dry cleaning would help it. Bidding on this one, low price, $249 starting bid. So if you're looking for an early Amazing Spider-Man and first appearances, I would say he's like a B or C villain, but he's definitely a no recognizable villain in the Spider universe. Here's your chance to go in a CGC copy, off white to white pages. So again, it's origin and first appearance of the Shocker. Now, since this is CGC, it does not have the graders notes, but you can um, check by the number right there. And there, if there are graders notes, you can go on their website and you can check it out. I did not do that, but here's a chance. Again, no taxes on this. I'm actually better than the President Bush, where he said no new taxes. I mean it when I say no taxes. So again, $249 for a nice mid-grade book, first appearance of the Shocker, off-white to white pages, CGC 5.0. So if you're interested in this book, you could just type in ASM 46 and your starting bid, which is $249 plus shipping and handling, of course. So I'll give people a chance to look it up. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, $249, Amazing Spider-Man 46, first appearance of the Shocker, CGC 5.0. Going once, going twice, and that will be a great deal for somebody watching this later on who can purchase that book. As long as there aren't multiple people trying to get it, it is available until March 22nd, until 11:59 p.m. And you can again contact me at peacefulfeelings@yahoo.com. All right, next up, bidding starts again, only $249. We got Hawkman number 4. First appearance of Zatanna. Nice 3.0. It has cream to white pages. Definitely a key book. Selling it at affordable prices. $249 gets you first appearance of Zatanna. And again, even though it's a 3.0, and you'll see there's graders notes, it's not ripped to shreds. It's not missing pieces. It is complete. Looks pretty good for a 3.0. Colors are nice. Again, if you're looking on eBay, you'll see that I'm selling these for cheaper and I do not add any taxes. So the bidding for Hawkman number 4 at a 3.0 starts at only $249. So if anybody's interested in bidding, this is one of the books to be able to get. But while people are contemplating, let's read the graders notes, which again, PGX, thanks to my advice, placed that on here. So we got corner chip in front cover, multiple stress lines along the spine. You'll see that a lot with my books. It just means people read them. Significant cover edge and spine wear, foxing, dirty back cover, water stains on front cover, slight corner creases on top right of back cover. Now, the water stain is minute. It's literally, I don't know if you, yes, there you go. It's just that spot right there. So it's not like the whole book is covered. So if you're interested in purchasing the first appearance of Hawkman, and like I said, I've had many auctions where during the live auction I sold 0 and ended up before and after sold half of the amount sold. So I never worry about if I sell any books during a live auction because the majority of people get them before or after. But here's your chance now if you're watching. Don't take the chance because somebody else might contact me and you message me too late. Hawkman number 4, 3.0, $249. Going once, going twice. I'm actually surprised at that price that people were not interested in that book here, but somebody might watch this and be interested in it later. So you have 1 week. Otherwise, I'll just sit back, hold on to them, and watch them increase in value because the books I sell, they rarely go down. They tend to go up. I sell the Viagra of comic books. All right, this one I've already shown, but it is in a higher grade. So this is Fantastic Four #2. Somebody looking for a higher grade. It's a nice, close to a mid-grade book. This is Fantastic Four #2, annual #2, Origin of Doctor Doom. This has off-white to white pages. So if you're looking for a higher grade, you can see much whiter than the other earlier one. Bidding starts on this one for only $249. And again, I'll show the back of the book. So if you're looking for something a little bit closer to a mid-grade, still in the affordable range, only $249 gets you a 4.5 Fantastic Four annual #2, which again is the origin of Doctor Doom. And again, off-white to white pages. So definitely a nicer condition, but not much higher in price. And of course, I will read the grader's notes. So if you're interested in this book, you could place your bid starting again, only $249. So there's the grader's notes. So we have multiple stress lines along the spine, cover, edge, and spine wear, water stain at bottom, 1-inch corner crease on front cover, minor stains, and rust. So $249 gets you a nice, complete, fairly inexpensive Origin of Doctor Doom. Again, he's going to be in the MCU, so these books are going to go up in value. They're not going to go down in value right now. So take advantage of these prices while you can. So $249 going once, going twice, and that is going to be for sale up to 1 week after until 11:59 p.m. on the 22nd of March, which is next Sunday, for anybody that's interested. All right, next up. Oop, let me hit the right button. We got ourselves nice little key. X-Men #3. This is the first appearance of the Blob. This is complete, but it does say writing on front cover in ink, so you could see, I guess some kid at some point decided to do some little writing on here, but it is still complete. Very early X-Men, X-Men coming to the MCU. I don't know if the Blob is going to be in it or not, but it's a nice affordable 2.5. Bidding starts at only $379. So again, you could see the writing on the back as well. So somebody had fun. Who knows? Maybe it was some famous kid that wrote it. We'll never know. But it's still a way. The Fantastic Four Annual 2 is the origin of Doctor Doom. So after this is over, if you'd like me to go back to that, just let me know and I will. But yeah, Fantastic Four Annual 2 is the origin of Doctor Doom. So this is a 2.5 creamed off-white pages. So the bidding on this book is only $379. So it's a chance to get a lower grade because, higher grades of first appearances in the early X-Men definitely are not cheap. So low grade is better than no grade. And of course, it has grader's notes. So I will read that momentarily. But if anybody's interested in this book, $379, you could take this book home. So let's read the grader's notes while we're waiting for people. And again, I encourage people, go on eBay, look up X-Men #3 and a 2.5, and you'll see that I'm selling these for the lower than the lowest one sold, or the lowest one being sold if there weren't any sold. And I don't add eBay taxes or any taxes. eBay does. So whatever the price they show, you have to add the taxes on top of it. So let's read the greatest notes. And while you guys are contemplating, make sure you're in live chat, not top chat. $379 gets you the first appearance of the Blob and X-Men #3. We got multiple stress lines along the spine. As like I said, you're going to see many of my books have that. Significant cover, edge, and spine wear. Browning interior cover, staining, and weak spine. Now that's the beautiful thing about something like, for example, with staples that are popped or popping. And weak spines, for example, getting them encapsulated, you don't have to worry about that stuff anymore. Because one of the things about PGX books, once they're in there, they don't move. So you can see it's not moving, it's not shifting. So that book is stabilized, it is in there. So, ladies and gentlemen, here's your chance to get X-Men #3, first appearance of the Blob, at a 2.5 for only $379. Going once, going twice. And if somebody's interested in that book, you have up to 1 week to contact me at peacefulfeelings@yahoo.com. Slab Holiday did not say he was interested in that Fantastic Four book, so we'll just go to the next book unless he tells me right now. We'll just move on. But if he's interested, I can always go back to it. But Fantastic Four Annual 2 is the origin of Doctor Doom. Next up, we have a qualified book, but I'm still selling it for much cheaper than any qualified version of that book on eBay. Brian Hood said we could still talk about that book we were talking about. I'll email you with another offer. Um, Not sure what book that is. I think I do, but my brain is a little scattered right now. But yeah, you can always email me. So far, none of the books I've listed have sold yet. So if it ends up that the book is still for sale, it's whatever price that we go with. So let's get to the next book. Good to see you, by the way, Brian. Next book is another first appearance. First appearance of the Scorpion. This is Amazing Spider-Man #20. This is a nice mid-grade book, but it is qualified for this reason. The last page has been removed, but it does not affect the story. So make sure I show that to everybody because I always give full disclosure. Off-white to white pages. This is a very expensive book, but because it's qualified, I made sure I put the price adjustment to make it worth your while. You can own the first appearance of the Scorpion at a 5.0 for only $399. Go look up what a regular 5.0 will sell for, and you'll see that I am making these very cost effective. And again, the only page that's missing is an ad page, so it doesn't affect the story at all. This book would have been probably a 6 or a 7 if it wasn't missing that page, but you can only go by what it is, not what you wish it could be. So it does have grader's notes. Now you can see it's a little different on this one because this was in the early stages of when they were just adding grader's notes, so they didn't have it perfected yet, but they're still there. So, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, go look up a 5.0, and I don't know if it's still there, but I think there is either a sold or one for sale that is a 5.0 qualified. You'll see I'm selling it for much cheaper. So here's a chance to get early Spider-Man, the first appearance of him, a pretty major character as far as villains are concerned. I would say he's a B tier Spider-Man villain. And I'm selling it for only $399, which, ladies and gentlemen, does qualify. Anything now will qualify for payment plans. So you can do a 2-month payment plan with this book if you need it. Of course, if you pay for it right away and you pay for it in full, you get the book right away. So while people are waiting, again, only $399 for a 5.0. It is qualified, it is missing a page, but again, it's only missing the advertisement. It does not affect the story at all. So we've got multiple stress lines along the spine. What a surprise. Cover and edge wear. Small piece out of front cover. And by small, I'm going to make sure I find the right spot. Oh, there it is. It's literally not even the size of a dime. Hold on. Hopefully I can zoom in. Right on the spider web. Right there. It's like the size of a hole punch, even though it's not a hole punch. So that's the little piece that's missing. Probably a tape pull or something, not really sure, but it is circular. It's about the size of a hole punch, but it is not a hole punch. So here's a chance. $399, 5.0, first appearance of the Scorpion. Missing the last page, but does not affect the story. $399. Going once, Going Twice. And if you're interested in that book, you can contact me at peacefulfeelings@yahoo.com up to 1 week from today, and that book can be yours. So the books will get better and better as we go. So hopefully we'll have some bids. But like I said, I've done a couple of auctions where I've gotten 0 bids. I've never had an auction where I had 0 sales because I do sales before and after. A lot of times it hasn't been during, but I've never had an auction where I haven't had any sales, which would include this one because 2 books have already been sold before the auction started. And again, that was benefit of being a paid Patreon member because you get early access to the list. All right, so video camera, next book. Not a first appearance, but it is an early appearance and an early Spider-Man. Bidding starts on this one at only $425. So again, that will qualify for a 2-month payment plan. Amazing Spider-Man number 12. This is the 3rd appearance of Doc Ock. Early Spider-Man issue. Nice mid-grade book. 4.5. Off-white to white pages. It is the 3rd appearance of Dr. Ock and a letter from Dave Cockrum. It is a Stan Lee story, Steve Ditko art. So again, I will show the back of the book so you can see, not ripped to shreds, not missing any pieces, no coupon cut out. This is a nice mid-grade book. So selling only for $425. Again, I encourage people, go on eBay, look this book up for a 4.5, and you'll see my prices are always, unless, like I said, unless somebody just listed one 5 minutes ago, I always check and see what the lowest one for sale is or what was sold, and I sell it for cheaper. And remember, I do not charge taxes on your purchases. And you can get payment plans if you need them. So 4.5, Amazing Spider-Man number 12, only $425. Let's read the grader's notes, which of course on the back of the slab. White stains on front cover. Don't even want to know what that is. Weak spine, again, perfect reason to get these encapsulated. Multiple stress lines along the spine, moderate cover, edge, and spine wear, and creasing along the spine. So there is, right here, this is it looks like maybe somebody had whiteout and they put the cap down or something, because it looks like a Pokemon ball. But as you could see, it's not very big. That's what she says. And of course, there's also a date stamp. But nice 4.5. So if you can't afford the first appearance of Doc Ock, and second is Amazing Spider-Man number 7, I believe, this is the next best thing. So again, nice mid-grade book, $425. Going once, going twice. And so far, if you're watching this later on, every single book is still available for purchase, except, of course, for the 2 books in the beginning that were sold before the auction ever started. Now, also remember, ladies and gentlemen, even if you think you saw all the books, I added 2 brand new books that will be at the very end of this video because I saved the best for last. So they are going to be mega keys. They're not going to be cheap, but they're definitely cheaper than what you can get on eBay. So there's 2 books no one's seen yet. Because somebody asked me, I forget who it was. I think it was Andrew Jensen. So if you're still here, shout out to you, because I believe you were the one that asked it. Asked if the 2 books that sold, would I replace them? And I thought that was a good idea, so I did a last second replacement. Those will be at the end because I go by best books. I go by the order. All right, so next book up for sale is a Golden Age book. So for people who love Golden Age, bidding starts on this one for only $449, which again would qualify for a 2-month payment plan if you need it. If you love Wonder Woman, and as you can see, I absolutely do, here's a chance to get not issue number 1, but issue number 22. So a very early Wonder Woman issue. You can see she no longer wears the dress, she's wearing the shorts. Nice 3.0 complete. It has, let me just put that aside. Off-White to White Pages. This is a book from 1947. So, Off-White to White Pages for a book from the 40s. Very hard to get. Is considered, I don't know if they considered it a bondage issue, because technically she has the rope, but not around them. Andrew Jensen says that means I get a $2 discount on any comic. You know what? If you buy one, I'll give you a $2 discount. Sounds fair. Matter of fact, if anybody buys during the live auction, I'll give each and every one of you a $2 discount, and you can thank Andrew Jensen for that request. So this book, if you love Golden Age or you've never had a Golden Age book, it's not a first appearance or anything. It's just a chance to get an early Wonder Woman issue. But the earlier they are, the more expensive they get, especially when they're complete. Go look these up. I'm selling it at a reasonable price, lower than anybody else has sold one for. And again, I do not charge eBay taxes. So only $449. And I'll show the back. And of course, there's Grader's notes. Back in the days when you could buy weapons via the mail. So if you'd like to add an early Wonder Woman comic at an affordable price, again, Off-White to White Pages. And I'll read the Grader's notes. 3.0, only $449. So we've got minor edge tear and chips, multiple stress lines along the spine, of course. With a book that old, I guarantee you many people have read it. Cover edge and spine wear, browning interior cover held on by back half of bottom staple. So again, another reason why it pays to have books graded. Yeah, we got a super chat. Silver Age Surfer says $2 towards the first purchase. That's pretty funny. Thank you, Silver Age. That was very nice of you. So there you go. He front runned the $2 purchase. So far, no one's purchased anything during the live chat, but I've already sold 2 books before the live chat ever happened via my my Patreon paid members, and who knows how many will sell after the fact. But you can get Wonder Woman number 22 at a 3.0, only $449. Going once, going twice. And if you're interested in that book, you can always contact me at peacefulfeelings@yahoo.com. Up to next Wednesday. Next Sunday, which is the 22nd. All right, so now we're getting into some of the big boy territory as far as books are concerned. Bidding on this one starts at $479. Will qualify for a 2-month payment plan if you need it. It's a low grade, but still. Justice League of America, issue number 1. It is a CBCS 1.5. So here's your chance to get Justice League of America, issue number 1, the first issue. Now, of course, the first appearance is Brave and the Bold 28, but even in a 1.5, you're talking $1,000. So I'm selling this for only $479. It does not have Grader's notes because it's a CBCS book. But as you can see, that's all tape, and that's tape residue. But it's complete. Now, I'm going to mention here, there is no restoration. It says cover detached, which is why you're getting a 1.5 grade. And the rest just talks about there is tape on the interior cover and one other page. So that's not restoration. But obviously, you could see the tape residue. And the same thing with the back. So they do mention tape, but that is not restoration. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, whether you get a 0.5 or a 9.8, you still own the book. So here's a chance to get an affordable version of Justice League of America, issue number 1, for only $479 with a 2-month payment plan if you need it. So go again, take a look at what these books sell for, and you'll see I'm selling them below the cheapest price that it was sold for. And remember, I do not add eBay taxes. So even if you saw one that's sold for the same price I'm listing it as, they don't add the taxes. So Silver Age Surfer said to miss the price on this. Of course. Bidding starts on this one for only $479, which is a really good price for this. No taxes. Justice League of America. 2-month payment plan if need be. Now, again, this does not have grader's notes, but it is complete. And like I said, the only thing is it says that the cover's detached and there's a bunch of tape. It was taped before a live audience. So if anybody wants to go look up how much Justice League of America, even in low grades, are, you're going to see that I'm selling these for very affordable prices. So only $479. You could get up to a 2-month payment plan and get the first issue of Justice League of America. All right, so going once, going twice, and that key book is going to be available for anybody, if you're interested, up to 1 week, which is March 22nd at 11:59 p.m. peacefulfeelings@yahoo.com. I was actually surprised no one made a bid on that, but hey, what are you going to do? Next up, bidding starts $499. We got ourselves X-Men #9. It is nice 4.5 grade off-white pages. First appearance of Lucifer and the first meeting between the X-Men and the Avengers. I thought this might be the origin of Professor X, but it is not. Yeah, so it's the first appearance of Lucifer, first meeting of the X-Men and the Avengers, which, like I said, is going to be coming up soon in the movies. That will make this book very hot at that point. So these books will go up in price. Go look up what these sell for. So early X-Men, first appearance of Lucifer, first meeting, first crossover, the Avengers versus the X-Men. You're talking only $499 with no taxes. Again, no coupons missing. Complete. No restorations. There's a chance to get a very decent price. And again, 2-month payment plan if you need it. Of course, like I always say, if you pay for it in full, you get the book right away. So let's read the greatest notes. Like I said, I encourage people, go on eBay, see what this book sells for, and you'll see I'm selling it for cheaper than anybody else has sold it. Again, unless somebody listed it today and I didn't see it. Multiple stress lines along the spine, moderate cover edge and spine wear, several edge tears, and slight chips. So X-Men #9, 4.5 off-white pages. Starting bidding is only $499. So again, make sure you're in live chat and not top chat. And remember, this is an auction, so don't be shy about placing a bid. Going once, going twice, and no sale on that one. So that will be available up to 1 week at peacefulfeelings@yahoo.com. Next up, another big boy book. Price starts at only $499. For those of you who have not had the opportunity, Fantastic Four, #48, first appearance of Silver Surfer, and first cameo appearance of Galactus. It is a nice mid-grade 5.0 off-white to white pages. It is in the old PGX label, but as you can see, no coupons cut. This will not have graders notes because this was purchased before I ever even thought of that idea. So I do not know if this was pressed or dry cleaned. So I do not know if a pressing or dry cleaning could improve this. And full disclosure, a pressing and dry cleaning would not help this book because the reason it has a 5.0 is it has a subscription crease that goes all the way down, and the highest grade you can get is a 5.0. So this is the highest grade it can get, but still, nice mid-grade book. For only $499, here's your chance to get an affordable mid-grade book. First appearance of the Silver Surfer and first cameo of Galactus. Again, go look these up. So you can see there's no writing, no coupons missing. $499, again, qualifies you for a 2-month payment plan if you need it. This is a big boy book, ladies and gentlemen. This is one people want to add to their collection, and you have a chance to do it. Split the payments in two, it's basically $250 a month. Going once, going twice. And we got some good books that people are not interested in, and that's fine if you're watching this later on. If you're interested, you can get it. Next up, this is a low grade book, but most people, if you're going to be able to afford it, even low grades are harder to come by because they get very expensive. But X-Men #4. First appearance of the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants, first appearance of the Scarlet Witch, and the first appearance of Quicksilver. It's a low grade 1.8, but again, look these up. Even a 0.5, you're talking hundreds of dollars for this key book. Bidding starts at only $699, which will qualify for up to 3-month payment plan. Now, page 2 is partially torn out, which does affect the story, but it's not considered incomplete because there's just a part torn out. It's not a whole page. So it is a complete book, but the missing piece does affect the story. But it's encapsulated, so unless you crack it open, you're not going to be reading the story. Now, this one does not have grader's notes. But you can see no coupons missing on the outside. It's not a wrinkled mess. It's not shriveled to death. Now, this, you can see, it's been loved. But again, it's a chance to be able to buy a mega key book at an affordable price. Because if you look at that book and say, oh, that's expensive, go look up what these have sold for. This is not an easy book to get, even in a 0.5. I'm selling it for only $699. Now, if somebody sold it for $699 on eBay, then you'd have to pay about $30, $40 extra in taxes. There are no taxes here. Go look it up. I encourage people. X-Men are on their way to the MCU. It's also a very early appearance of Mysterio. $699, X-Men #4. First appearance of the Scarlet Witch, Quicksilver, and the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. Going once, going twice. And in a way, I'm actually glad that's not selling, because that book is just going to increase in value once the movies come out, because Scarlet Witch is coming back. She's not dead. If you know anything about the MCU, they don't like to kill characters. So that book will go up in price. So people are missing out on an opportunity. But as they say, one person's loss is another person's gain. So, yeah, Magneto, what did I say? Did I say the wrong name? I probably did. Yeah, because I'm an idiot. Yeah, early appearance of Magneto. I don't even remember what I said. Got about 4 hours of sleep last night, so I'll use that as an excuse. But at least I got all the other parts right. So thank you for the correction. And let's get to the next book. All right. Another big boy book, X-Men #4. This is the second book that got the X-Men to keep from going from reprints into oblivion of being canceled. This is where, not the first appearance of the new X-Men, but where they started the new series, starting at X-Men #94. Bidding starts at only $699. It is a nice high grade 8.0. Now, the damage you see here is from the bag. It's not the case. So if somebody purchases this, and just to prove it, I mean, I'll replace the bag, obviously, just to show you the case is not cracked at all. It's just the bag got damaged. Obviously, I'm not going to sell you it with that bag. I'm just keeping it in there for the time being. The bag will be replaced. So again, go look this up. The X-Men are coming to the MCU. This book is not going to get cheaper, ladies and gentlemen. Go look up what these sell for, and you'll see I'm selling it for very reasonable. And remember, the higher the price is, the higher the tax you're going to pay if you buy it on eBay. There is no tax here. And it's $699. You have up to 3 months to pay this off, making it very easy to acquire a very key book, especially if you cannot afford Giant Size X-Men #1. Because a Giant Size X-Men #1 in a 2.0 would be about the price for this book, probably a little higher. So it has off-white to white pages. It is complete. It is a nice high-grade book. You can see the colors pop. So if anybody's interested in a book, and again, that's the bag, that's not the case of the comic. It will be replaced if somebody buys it. If not, again, I'll sit on this book, wait for the X-Men movie to come out, watch this book go up to a $300 in price. If you're looking for an investment, this is a book. $699, 8.0. Let me read the greatest notes. Multiple stress lines along the spine, cover and edge wear, corner creases on front cover, browning cover. $699. We're up to 3-month payment plan. Going once, going twice. And I'll be honest, I'm actually surprised that no one is interested in that book. That book is going to continue to go up in price. The X-Men are coming to the MCU. But hey, like I said, perfectly fine with me. I'll watch that book continue to go up. And when will people buy it? When the movie comes out and the book is $300-400 more expensive. But hey, you got to do what you got to do. All right, so 3 books left. So far, every single book is available for sale except the 2 that sold already before the auction. But let's show these, and then I can go take a nap because I'm working on 4 hours of sleep. All right, bidding starts. This is Venom #1. This is the gold edition, limited to 11,000 copies made. It is a 9.8 with white pages. It has no grader's notes, because they rarely do with a 9.8, which makes you wonder why it's never a 9.9 or a 9.10. Well, a 9.10 is weird, a 10. Bidding starts on this only $899. Go look up what 9.8s of this book sold for. And remember, how much taxes, you're talking $50 to $75 range, added to the price if you bought it on eBay with taxes. So this is your chance to get a 9.8 white pages Venom Lethal Protector gold variant, limited to 11,000 copies. Makes you wonder how many of them are 9.8s, because this is like a cardboard kind of cover. Any little ding cannot be fixed. So you don't have like non-color breaking creases that can be pressed out. If it bends, that crease cannot be fixed. So how many of these do you think are in 9.8 of those 11,000? So $699 gets you a 9.8 white pages gold edition Venom issue 1 Lethal Protector, up to 3 months payment plan. Going once. And again, white pages. Going twice. And no sale. Oh, I said Mysterio? Yeah, I'm an idiot. All right, so there's 2 books left. These books were not shown. Says, would like to bid on X-Men '94. You know what? Let's do that before we get to the next 2 books. So thank you for that. So says green ice melt. I don't think I've seen you before. Welcome. So he wants to make a bid on the X-Men 94. So I'm going to bring that back. So ladies and gentlemen, if he does make a bid, somebody else would have to do a counter bid because it will no longer be available if he makes a bid. So let's go back to the X-Men 94. This again is an 8.0. Again, I'll show you on the back. That's not the case. That's the bag. It will be replaced. Bidding starts $699. So I'll give him a minute to think about it. But if you're interested, you could put X-Men 94, 699, and then people will have to make another bid or outbid if they want the book. So waiting until the auction's over will no longer be available if the person decides to make a bid. So this is an 8.0. It is off-white to white pages. And just to show this, I'm going to take it out of the bag so you can see that I'm not trying to pull a fast one. The bag is just damaged, not the case, not the comic. So that bag will be replaced. It's just in there for the time being. So the price for the bid for X-Men 94 is $699. You can get up to a 3-month payment plan if you need it. And I'll read the grader's notes. Grader's notes, multiple stress lines along the spine, cover and edge wear, corner crease front cover, browning cover. So let me know. I mean, if you don't want it, that's perfectly fine, but just let me know in the comment section. Because if you're not interested, I don't want to hold it up and hold you up from the last 2 comics. But if you're interested, just put X-Men 94 and your bid. And then anybody watching will have to know that if they want this book, they would have to outbid you because it will no longer be available. So either if you could place a bid, or you could let me know you're just not interested, which is perfectly fine because I don't want anybody to be pressured to buy. I want everybody to be happy. But since you requested that to see this book because you were interested, I'm going to give you an opportunity to do that. And again, you can look it up on eBay. So this has off-white to white pages. It is the beginning of the Chris Claremont X-Men era. $699 plus shipping. That says that X-Men 94 is Claremont. John Byrne had a lot to do with the success of Claremont run of X-Men. Yes, it's definitely Claremont. He's the one that saved the X-Men. So I'll wait a couple of seconds for Green Ice Melt to let me know if there's anything you need to know about it, or if you'd like to make a bid, or if you changed your mind, if you could let me know. Yeah, I haven't seen anything yet. So if you just type in whatever price, so I'm not sure why it's not showing up, but just type in what the price is. Let me see if there's you know what? I'm going to add you as a moderator for the time being. So this way, that should show everything you type. I'm not sure why. So now it should go. Okay. So there we go. So now we have an official bid, ladies and gentlemen. Con Liv says one of the best covers of all time. I cannot argue with that statement. It is absolutely a beautiful cover. Of course, art is subjective for each person, but that is definitely one of them up there. So right now, we do have a bid. So okay, so right now the bidding is at $699 for Green Ice Melt. So I'm going to give people 30 seconds. Again, you can look it up. I want to give people time. Make sure you're in live chat and not top chat. But if you want to own this book, you will have to outbid him because this book will no longer be available. The only way you can check afterwards, if somebody makes an offer and doesn't honor their bid and doesn't make a deposit or doesn't pay for it, the book can still be available later on. But that's up to the person. If he makes his deposit or he makes a full payment, the book is his. So right now, The price is at $699, so it'd have to be an increase of $10 or more if you want to own X-Men 94 at a nice high grade of 8.0. Again, and I'll show it, off-white to white pages. It's a beautiful looking book. And I'll show the back, and again, for anybody that might be just tuning in, that is not on the slab at all. That's just the bag. So that bag will be replaced if you purchase it. All right, so 10 seconds left. Otherwise, he's getting a great deal at $699 plus shipping. Going once. Going twice. And congratulations, you got yourself a great deal on that book. So let me write this down. If you see on the middle of the screen, that is my email address at peacefulfeelings@yahoo.com. Contact me. You can either pay for it in full and you'll get the book within 24 business hours, or if you need the payment plan, it's up to 3-month payment plan with no interest. And again, there are discounts if you send cash, but you got a great deal on this one. So let me just write down the information. It's green ice melt, and that is X-Men 94 and an 8.0. The shipping and handling is $22.99, but you got it for steel. It's $699 plus $22.99. So just contact me at peacefulfeelings@yahoo.com. Let me know how you would like to pay. And again, you could use the payment plan if you need it, or you can pay for it in full and you get the book right away. So, like I said before, I closed that one. I was actually surprised nobody bid on that because X-Men's coming to the MCU. So that's a very smart move on your behalf, and you're getting this for a very good price. So congratulations. And that is our first live bid. So we will put that one to the side because if you're watching this later, that book is now no longer available. So congratulations on that purchase. All right, last two. Like I said, these last two are the last second editions. So no one has seen these for sale, even my paid Patreon members, because I didn't know I was going to list these until this morning. So here's your opportunity to get some pretty key books. One of them in very high grade. All right, let me just move that out of the way. All right, so here we go. And again, that is the bag. The bag will be replaced. If you need me to take it out to prove it, I have no problem with that. Okay? Amazing Spider-Man number 129. First appearance of the Jackal. And a lesser-known character known as the Punisher, who is on the cover. But we all know we buy this for the Jackal, of course. 9.0. Off-white to white pages. This is not a cheap book, but it is going to be cheaper than the cheapest one sold on eBay, and you'll save about $100 in taxes. Probably a little bit more than that. I'm selling this book for $2,999. Now, at $2,999, you can get 1-year payment plan for this book. But if you go up a whole $1 and bid $3,000, you go from 1-year payment plan to an 18-month payment plan, which means a year and a half. So one extra dollar gets you 6 more months to pay for it with no interest and no taxes. So you're talking over about $130 to $150 in savings just with taxes alone if you were to buy this on eBay. This is a show-off piece. This, of course, first appearance of the Punisher. And again, and I'll just so this way no one has to worry and give people a chance to look it up. No scratches, no problems. Greedy said, email just sent. Thank you. No, thank you. I appreciate your business, and I look forward to reading your email. So we got Amazing Spider-Man number 129 in a 9.0 off-white to white pages, $2,999. But again, if you bid 3,000, you get an extra 6 months to pay for it. Because at 2,999, it's a 1 year payment plan. But at 3,000, it's an 18-month payment plan. Big difference, an extra 6 months to be able to afford a high-grade key book. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, they're making another Spider-Man movie, which rumors are, guess who's going to be in it? So let me ask you, ladies and gentlemen, the speculators and comic collectors, his first appearance in the MCU. Do you think that's going to decrease the value of this book, keep the value the same, or make it go incredibly higher in value? Because remember, when you're talking high grades like this, there are not many of them out there. And look how gorgeous even the back of that is, how white the cover is, and how bright the colors pop on this book. When I went to get this graded, I thought it would actually be higher than a 9.0, but I'm definitely not disappointed. So here's your chance to own a big boy book in a high grade. For those of you who need higher grade books, $2,999 gets you 1 year payment plan. Of course, if you pay for it in full, you get it right away. You don't have to wait a year. But again, if you bid 3,000, not only do you save about $150 extra in taxes, but you can get up to 18 months to pay for it. So let's just put that in perspective, just for people to realize. Let's put the calculator. Let's take 3,000 and divide it by 18. That means you would only have to pay approximately $167 a month. So if you can afford $167 a month, no interest, no taxes, here's your chance. Otherwise, again, I'll be happy to sit on that book, wait for The Punisher and the new Amazing Spider-Man movie to come out, and watch that $3,000 book turn into a $4,000 book, $4,500 book. So here's your last chance if you're interested in that book. This separates the men from the boys, ladies and gentlemen. But again, I make it easy with those payment plans, because even PayPal only gives you up to 6 months. And that's if you have the PayPal credit limit to reach that amount. So Amazing Spider-Man number 129, first appearance of the Punisher, 9.0, $2,999. Going once. 12 months is 251, 18 months, 167. Thank you, Silver Sheriff. That's nice. So even at the 12-month, but to be honest, for $1, you get 6 more months. So it would be silly to get the 12-month because, I mean, you can always pay for it early, but you have the option just in case if all of a sudden something comes up and you need extra time. So one year is at 2,999, but if you bid 3,000, you get an extra 6 months. So it reduces it from 251 down to 167. So if you can afford $167 a month, you can own this book. So going once, going twice. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, you will have up to 1 week to be able to purchase that book if you're interested by contacting me at peacefulfeelings@yahoo.com. Otherwise, I'm sitting on that book and watching it rise. Silver Age Surfer says absolutely should bid 3,000. Yeah, what? No one did? And that's perfectly fine, because like I said, once the Punisher comes into the MCU, that's a $4,000 book. I've had many people that regretted passing on books because they thought it was too expensive, only for it to become much more expensive and then out of their price range. So, unfortunately, for those watching, if you can't afford it even with the payment plans, I understand. Trust me, I'm selling these because I have bills to pay. But if you have the ability to purchase this and you're missing out because you think it's too expensive, You're going to kick yourself when you see it $1,000 more expensive a year or two from now. But you got to do what you got to do. So I'll be happy to sell it for $1,000 more expensive in a year or two. But if somebody watching this says a week later, I want to get that book, contact me, peacefulfeelings@yahoo.com. Payment plans will still apply. And again, no taxes. All right, so the last one for the evening, video camera. Another big boy book. Very rare book to get. It is only a 0.5. But even in a 0.5, you're not talking cheap. But you are talking very hard book to get. This book starts, again, at $2,799. We'll give you a 1-year payment plan. This is a CGC book for all the CGC lovers. I am willing to part with Batman issue number 3. Blue Label complete. This is, ladies and gentlemen, the first Catwoman in costume. Now you can see there are bug shoes. So somebody had fun enjoying this book in ways they shouldn't be meant to see. You can see there. That's why it's a 0.5. But the best part is, cover is pretty much complete. Now, you'll see a 0.5 selling for more than this, and all of this area is completely gone. So you can't even see, you can only see the capes of Batman and Robin. And I'm selling this for cheaper than what eBay. Now, there are no 0.5s sold because, like I said, this is not a common book. It's a very hard book to get. But none of them sold, but the lowest one for sale is a 0.5, and it's missing all of this area. I'm even selling this cheaper than a 0.5 qualified cover. And again, this is CGC, Blue Label, off-white to white pages for a book from 1940. This is the ultimate low grade is better than no grade. Because just imagine what a 5.0 of this book would cost. When you see 0.5s in the $2,000 range, $3,000 range, you know mid-grade books are going to be out of most people's price range. And again, you're saving about $150 in taxes. It is a CGC for the people that must have CGC. It is a Blue Label 0.5. And again, hopefully it comes in. There's no greatest notes on it, at least on the back of the slab. But it's first Catwoman in costume. It's also the first appearance of Puppet Master, which is not to be mistaken for Fantastic Four number 8. So, first Catwoman appearance in costume. So you're talking a very big boy book. Classic cover can be yours for $2,799. You can have up to a year to pay for it, no interest, and no additional taxes. Again, I encourage people to go look up Batman issue number 3 in a 0.5 grade and see what they're selling for. And mine is the lowest because whatever price they have does not include the additional taxes on top of the price that they have it listed for. So if you want a chance to own a book that most people don't have, yes, it's a 0.5, but good luck getting a 4.0, a 3.0. See what prices they sell for. Last chance, ladies and gentlemen. Going once, Batman number 3. Going twice, up to 1-year payment plan. And we have no sale. And again, another book I do not mind holding on to because books like that, they do not go down in price at this point. They go up. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is all of the sales. That is all the books for sale. One book did sell, so again, I want to congratulate Green Ice Melt on his X-Men 94 at an 8.0. So that book will, excuse me, no longer be available for sale. But every other book that's been listed, you have up to 1 week from today until 11:59 p.m. to contact me at peacefulfeelings@yahoo.com. It will be whatever the starting price is for every one that's listed. And if you're interested in those books, payment plans are still available. Discounts if you send cash or money order. Venmo or Cash App, you can get a free comic. But I do accept also PayPal. But that, of course, there's no extra with it. So thank you for everybody at least viewing. I appreciate you. If you want to thumb it up, thumb it down, I'll leave it up to you. Subscribe or unsubscribe. If you can share this video, if you know anybody that likes to buy comics or might be interested in buying comics, show them this video once it uploads, because they have the chance to buy every comic except for one that was listed today. Don't wait too long, because like I said, 95 to 100% of my sales happen before or after the auctions end. So thank you so much, everybody, for watching. I will have more auctions coming in the future. And if you want early access to any of my auctions before anybody else can, join my Patreon and become a paid Patreon member at patreon.com/WeLoveComics. And anytime I announce an auction, there will be a sneak peek video a week before that anybody can see. But any of my my paid Patreon members get 1 week before the sneak peek and can make available any kind of bidding or offer on any of the books. And if I accept it, never sees the light of the day of auction. So congratulations once again to our one person who purchased and to the two people that purchased before the auction ever started. So 3 books sold. Very happy with that. More could happen within the next week. So thanks for watching, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. And don't forget, it's not you, it is not I, it is We Love Comics. And remember, I also offer a new membership program. If you join my membership at any price level, you can also get early access to any of my future auctions. Thanks for watching, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your day. And don't forget to have your trolls spayed or neutered. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Peace out.